Let's see if we can get this. Hey there, Roy Dean. If you don't know who I am, I wanted to share some thoughts on martial arts. I'm a black belt, a fourth degree black belt. 4 black bars there. Most people use white bars, black bars, just because it's cool. That doesn't mean anything. What does a black belt really mean? But I've been in the game a long time, and I thought I would share some thoughts for white belts, people just coming into the art. And I want to give you 5 considerations that might help you in your training. We'll get started with number 1, no expectations. Having no expectations will really help you in overcoming your own ego when it comes to learning the art of jiu-jitsu. There's a lot to learn, a lot of movements to learn, techniques, names, some in Japanese, some in Portuguese, some in English. There's a lot going on. So you need to, I know you might have high expectations for yourself, but that's just you judging you. Your instructor is not judging you. The people in your class are not judging you. If you have any unrealistic expectations, and ambitious people can have that. You expect a lot out of yourself and you think I should be better than this, or I should have had my blue belt by now, or whatever that happens to be. Those expectations, that's internally generated. People aren't judging you, and you actually need to take advantage of having no expectations to very low expectations placed on you. If you tap out, no one's judging you. You're not a brown belt tapping to a blue belt. So if you get tapped, it's fine. Tap early, tap often. And, this is the beginning of leaving your ego at the door. Number 2, stripes can definitely help. Now, there are different ranking systems, and people use, the belt system and the stripe system a little bit differently. I typically don't have any stripes on colored belts for people that are directly under me. But my schools can have their own, they can do it their own way. If they want to use stripes on the colored belts, that's fine. I feel like stripes on the colored belts can lead to rank expectation, or, I don't find them necessary. But at white belt, you need them. You absolutely need to keep motivated, because those are dark days. You tap a lot, you are in inferior positions, even people that you think, okay, I might have a chance here because I'm bigger than they are, or I feel like I have more experience, the way their game matches up, or people are crafty, and you can get humbled by, smaller individuals in jiu-jitsu, and also women. Women can tap you out. If you are a white belt and that's a good female blue belt, she's got your number. So, there are dark days on the mat as a white belt, and you have to learn to love getting your ass kicked. Later it becomes you love it because there's an opportunity for improvement, and sometimes you look hard for areas to improve to make a significant difference in your game. So this is something that you will learn to love eventually, but at first, getting tapped out on the mat repeatedly and physically dominated is tough. So having a stripe every 3 months or so reminds you that you're making progress, and that blue belt is going to be around the corner. So personally, I always use stripes at white belt, but not for the colored belts. And I think it's important to be able to maintain your motivation. Number 3, fundamental movements. So there are essentially 3 movements that you have to master. You'll continually get better at these as you go on. So you've got the shrimp, the bridge, and the sprawl. Shrimp, bridge, sprawl. What are you doing? So shrimping is bending your body, into basically this shape, or even more of a U shape, right? And then a bridge is bridging up and creating a similar shape, and maybe not quite as U, more round, hopefully. And then you have the sprawl, which is convex, pushing out. So you're basically bending your spine back, you're bending your spine forward. You're learning how to do that. You're learning how to vary the amount of friction you have on the mat. and what should be in contact with the mat. So you're learning basically three fundamental movements that you will continue to refine. So learn, trap and roll. There are techniques that you learn, but you're really learning the fundamental movements. So try to master those movements: sprawl, bridge, and shrimp. Number 4, read. It's important to take advantage of this time where you have a lot of passion for the art. You will hit plateaus, and there will be times where you're burnt out. So when you're starting in the art, you can only train so much, and you can only really improve at, even at a maximal rate. It's still not that quick. There's a lot to learn. You have to program your body with your consciousness so you don't have to think anymore, and then your body responds in the correct ways with proper mechanics. It's spontaneously creating mechanical advantage. It takes a while for that to actually ingrain in your body. So you gotta, it's going to take a little bit of time. Your motivation is high. I think you should supplement your training on the mat with reading about the history of the art and trying to get other thoughts. So you have technical books, then you also have some philosophical books. You can go outside of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, of course, and read the thoughts of other martial artists, philosophers, etc. I personally recommend 2 kind of critical books. One is called Aikido and the Dynamic Sphere. This book has incredible illustrations that show like the 360-degree sphere of combat. And you can really see it on the mat with the modern game, with berimbolos and Imanari rolls, and it's easier to see now. But if you want to kind of supercharge your understanding, that book really helps give you a visual guide to the realm of combat, and lines of attack, etc., etc. Also, Mastering Jiu-Jitsu by Renzo Gracie with the foreword by John Danaher. The techniques are great, of course, but really it's about the foreword by Danaher, where he talks about Jigoro Kano, the founder of Kodokan Judo, who basically preserved the art of jiu-jitsu and took away the most dangerous techniques so that the ones that were effective could be practiced at full speed with full power. They used to think that that was not the way to go, but it's actually the way to go. You can train it safely and with considerable athleticism thrown into it. And when you combine those, and you have really quick neuromuscular programming and great patterns, you create a martial athlete, not just a martial artist with a lot of options for soft targets and vulnerable targets on the body. So the genius of Kano with creating a system, a sports system, a system of moral and physical education that allows people to harness their power and consolidate it for a particular aim. Also, the idea of mutual welfare and benefit, maximum efficiency, minimum effort, all of those things. But the genius of Kano is recognized by Danaher and expanded upon. So I highly recommend you read that. So you got Aikido and the Dynamic Sphere, and then you have Mastering Jiu-Jitsu by Renzo Gracie. Number 5, work on becoming a perfect student. The work begins now, and I'll let you in on a secret. You have to become a perpetual student. You have to be a constant student in life and on the mat. It's not going to end. You will eventually amass enough game where you don't have to learn that much more, but it's better for you if you continue to evolve, get new influences, and stay young. Neuroplasticity. You have to, you got to move. You have to move with the times, observe what is happening, and there are cycles, technical cycles, where wrist locks are in vogue, and then a certain kind of guard passing is in vogue, and the back attacks are in vogue, and then guard attacks are in vogue. There's a cycle of fashionable techniques, and it's connected to the competition scene. There's a crucible of combat where things are tested and then quickly adopted if they're successful. So you have to keep evolving and learn to ask questions as a white belt. Learn to do many repetitions without complaint. And try to do them smoothly, because when you do them smoothly without a lot of speed, you'll be able to do them quickly later. Don't look for magical techniques. Just look to moderately improve your comfort and position. That is going to be more important. A lot of white belts, well, if I learn this or I learn that, or you buy an instructional, it's not a magical positioning that's going to do it for you. It's an understanding of how positions link together and to move smoothly between them. And if one doesn't work, then you move in the opposite direction. And when they chase you there, then you can go back the other way. So it's about leading the physical debate. And that takes a while to learn. So you got to become a student. And the thing is, you're not just a student at white belt, you're a student at brown belt. That's when I really feel like you become the perfect student. You assemble your game, at blue and purple, and then at brown, you perfect your game before you get that black. So everything is razor sharp. Basics, but razor sharp. So learn to become a perfect student. Ask the right questions. Do the work. And I think you'll save yourself a few steps. No shortcuts. Just take the path, slow and steady. Okay, there we have it. 5 considerations for white belts. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe and hit the notification bell and do all that. Follow me on the socials. And I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next video.